When I was a little girl, I used to go out to the barn with my dad and help him do chores. My dad had a small herd of Angus cattle at the time, and when I was 4, he let me have my very first Angus cow. I named her Barbie. I can't remember a time in my childhood when I was happier than when I was out with my dad and the cows. Growing up, I went to every cattle show and sale my dad would take me to. My dad always took the time to teach me what he thought I needed to know about the cattle industry. At a young age, I learned the basics of what it took to have my own cattle project. As soon as I was old enough, my dad entered me into the Nottoway County Fair Pee Wee show. Every year, my dad broke a calf for me to show in the county fair until I was 8 years old and could join 4-H. When I joined 4-H, my dad thought it was time I started breaking my own calves and learning how to do the show cattle chores. My dad taught me about 100 times how to tie the calf's halter so he wouldn't get away. Then he taught me how to rinse, dry, and brush my calf. In 2005, my dad got me my first Charolais heifer to show at the Missouri State Fair. This time, I didn't name her Barbie. I decided to name her Precious. I'd always gone to the state fair with my dad to watch the different shows. And at 10 years old, I decided to finally be able to exhibit at my first big show, and it was unforgettable. At the time, my father had been working with Charolais cattle at Northwest Missouri State University as a beef herdsman. Now, 8 years later, I can say that my family's herd of Charolais has expanded to 19 head and 22 head of Angus. In my own operation, I have 10 Charolais and 10 Angus cattle. My father still works at the university, now as a farm manager, and we have moved on to the research farm. Living on the university farm has given me the opportunity to work with about 80 Charolais and 60 Angus cattle. This has expanded my knowledge of the 2 beef breeds more than just my own family herd could do. My knowledge of the breeds has expanded as well as my responsibility. Living and working on a family farm has taught me that my livestock depend on me for survival, and that's a big responsibility. Knowing that my cattle's lives are in my hand has taught me how to be more selfless and know that sometimes I don't always come first. Working on the farm has taught me how to make my livestock profitable while keeping good genetics. I look for cattle that have good APDs, expected progeny difference, by looking at their pedigrees on the American International Charolais website. Having good APDs can benefit my herd by increasing their profitability. I have to decide what to breed my cows to, so I have genetically superior cows in return. I use artificial insemination to breed my cows, so I have the chance to get the best sire and with the best traits into my own herd. According to the Scientific Farm Animal Production textbook, artificial insemination, or AI, is when semen is deposited into the female reproductive tract by artificial techniques rather than natural breeding. To start the AI process, we give the cow a cisterellin shot, which resets the cow cycle by discharging the follicle that is already present or is forming in the cow's ovaries. We also put a seeder in all of our cows. In the article, Understanding Seeders, it explains what seeders are and how we use them. The seeder is a controlled internal drug release device that will stop the cow from cycling until we take the seeder out. And this is the instrument we use to put a seeder into a cow. After we take the seeder out of the cow, we then give them a shot of Ludulase. Zoetis, the company that produces Ludulase, says the prostaglandin will make them ovulate in 48 to 72 hours. And this is a bottle of Ludulase. I have to keep careful track of when the cows are in heat. When I see a cow is in standing heat, my dad and I must wait 12 hours to AI that cow. This is the best chance for her embryo to accept the semen and be bred to the AI sire. Being involved in the cattle industry has done more for me than I could ever believe. I have made lifelong friends with the same interests in the industry I have. And being part of the cattle industry has changed me and made me a better person. I don't know what I would be doing if my dad had let me stay inside and play with Barbies instead of letting me name my cow after one. After getting my first heifer, I knew I'd be involved in the cattle industry for the rest of my life. The cattle industry will always be a part of the world, and I want to help keep the tradition alive.